things that hopefully put you in a position to avoid injury. Those are obvious things, and then just the continued development of skill. And after year one, guys like Gilgeous-Alexander and Luka and other young playmakers, Trey Young, you can Mitchell, out in Utah, you name it. I mean, they learn, they learn, and they get wiser as they spend more time on the floor. So, he's a prime example of that, and he's very, very impressive.
What have you seen from Chris Paul and how he's fit in with the Thunder?
Well, he's a great player, and I don't see any signs of him slowing down at all. At the end of that Toronto game, he was brilliant. He didn't make every shot. He made almost every shot and every big shot. And defensively, he's still one of the most dangerous guys to have the ball around, during any period of the game, let alone the end of the game.
What do they do defensively that concerns you tonight that you'll need to do well against them?
Well, they're physical. They play hard. They force turnovers. They have rim protection. But this team has been a very good defensive team for a number of years, and they've maintained that, with the guys that they've acquired and with the development of some of their younger guys. Diallo, who I understand is available tonight, is an excellent athlete and a really tough defender. Gilgeous-Alexander's a terrific defender. Chris Paul just talked about him. Schroeder's a great ball pressure guy and steals it. Noel is always top 5 in the league in deflections. And, Adams is just a beast in there on the board. So, Ferguson guards, and, they're a whole team. And so they make it hard on you.
Rick, obviously, since you put Hardaway into the starting lineup, he's been, as you know, tremendous for however long that he's going to be out of the lineup. What are you looking for from those who have to step up and fill that void to compensate for his absence?
Well, it's a big loss. Tim has been really just fantastic since going in the lineup 4 or 5 weeks ago, whatever it was. And we're going to look at it on a game-to-game basis based on matchups and sort of how we see it from a scouting situation. If we can fall into something consistent, during the period that Tim is out, that's fine too. But it's a big loss because he's terrific at both ends, and what he did with his shot making and defense in the Golden State game, it's hard to replace. Thanks. Well, this has been his pattern. At the end of games, he becomes the focal point. He did it against Toronto, and he did it tonight. He's a great player. Made a bunch of shots. We didn't defend him well enough, and we had chances at the other end. But it's a tough loss, tough game, physical. A lot of guys dinged up, all that stuff. But we just got to do better. It's just we weren't consistent enough, really, in all areas. The rebounding was a problem. Their penetration was a problem throughout the game, and we just got to do better with those 2 areas in particular.
How difficult is it trying to win a game like this without 2 of your starters?
Well, look, we got a deep roster, and we're very capable of having guys step up, step forward. So, we're not going to be an excuse team. We're just not going to go there. Just got to execute a little bit better at both ends. I mean, it's a 1-possession game up to the very, last part of the game, and so, one more make and one more miss, one way or the other, and the thing's different. But that's the NBA now. It's very thin margins for error, and you got to be really good at both ends.
What led to KP's late scratch?
Sore right knee.
What kind of challenges does it present from the Thunder when they can have those 3-point guards out there, Gilgeous-Alexander, Schroeder, and Kristaps?
Yeah, it's one of the real strengths of their team. along with their inside guys, with Adams and Noel, who are doing a great job for him. And then Gallinari came back and he was a big problem. And but their playmaking is exceptional. With Paul, Gilgeous-Alexander, and Schroeder. And so you've got to keep those guys in front as best you can. And we didn't do a good enough job, from start to finish throughout the game.
Do you anticipate KP's thing being something that lingers, or what's the timetable on that?
Oh, there's no timetable. We'll see. Yeah. He was a late scratch. So, okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Hey there, NBA fans. For exclusive NBA content, subscribe to Fanatics View YouTube down below.